Hello everybody, and welcome to Jordan United Church of Christ with me, your favorite pastor. This is a time of thanksgiving, and the whole month we are giving messages designed around the idea there is always something for which we can be thankful. And this past week we said we can be thankful in each and every circumstance of life, even if at that moment it's not what we really desire. I want to say thank you to many of you who reached out after this past Sunday's message with words of encouragement and appreciation for sharing those words and sharing some struggles that people have gone through. And at the end of those struggles, look back and realize that God was at work making a way when there was no way. And they can resonate with that biblical call to be thankful in each and every circumstance. I also want to share with you a few ways in which you can be involved in the next several days. One is we are once again offering Operation Santa Claus, where we adopt 50 residents of long-term care at Phoebe Allentown. Now, as you probably know, Phoebe has got a special place in my heart. I serve on the governing board of Phoebe Ministries as a trustee and dedicate a lot of time to Phoebe Ministry. Many years ago, the now late Faith Gensler began this ministry here at Jordan, where we took the wishes of 50 residents who might not either have any Christmas gifts to open or maybe have very limited amount, and we try to fulfill their Christmas wishes. So in the past few years, Diane Rodriguez has taken over that ministry. So downstairs in the parlor this coming Sunday, you'll find either Diane or more likely Carol Mickley there to be able to, for you to take a look at some of the wishes that are there. Maybe you could take one, two, or more of those Christmas wishes and fulfill them for a resident of Phoebe. I know it will bless your heart, and I thank you for your kindness, thoughtfulness, and generosity, which makes that ongoing ministry possible. Secondly, if you come to the 10:30 service this coming Sunday and you've got some time, or you come to the 8 o'clock service and want to come back about 11:45 to noon, we're going to be decorating the church for Christmas. And I know it's kind of early we're not even in Advent yet, but just based upon some people's schedules, we're going to do it a little earlier this year. So if you can join us November 19th, after the second service, we'd love to have your help. And I also want to invite you and family and friends to come to our Thanksgiving Day, our Community Thanksgiving Day dinner here in our social hall. We've been doing this since I think 2008, and we prepare for between 400 and 450 meals to be served. Most will be eaten here. Some will be delivered to high rises where people live independently, but may not have family with which to celebrate the day of Thanksgiving. It's a wonderful event, and I'm very pleased to say that as far as I understand, we have all the turkeys and hams and most of the major items sponsored. I'm sure we could always use your help, and if you want to come out, but just tell others about the meal, bring your family, save all of that work at home. We'll make it possible for you to enjoy just being together with others in our community who are here to give thanks and praise to God and enjoy a wonderful meal. And then finally, I want to ask your prayers on behalf of the people of Israel and Gaza. You know of this ongoing conflict that has happened ever since the terrorist group Hamas struck into Israel on October the 7th. I want to particularly pray for two things. One is for the immediate release of the 200 plus hostages which are held by Hamas somewhere in Gaza to be returned immediately and safely to their families once again. And secondly, to call for an immediate and total ceasefire in Israel's attack of Gaza. It has gone on for far too long. Now hospitals are being destroyed. Women and children and innocent lives are at risk and have been lost. There's too much innocent blood that has already been lost. It's time for not just a pause, it's time for a ceasefire to allow people to bury their dead, to get medical help for those who are in desperate need, and to evacuate innocent civilians from the battlefield. I've heard that children have died in the hospital in incubators because there's no electricity, there's no fuel to run the generators anymore. We worship the Prince of Peace, and that's who we'll celebrate at Christmas. And as Christians, it's time to take a strong moral stand to call for an end to this ongoing disaster there, and find ways to make for a long and lasting peace in the Middle East. That's our call, I think, as Christians, and certainly in the United Church of Christ. We are always working, always dreaming about a just world for all of God's children. So I hope this season that you'll continue to pray with me daily for these very difficult circumstances, near and dear to all of our hearts. May the Prince of Peace give us hope, courage, and vision. I'll see you on Sunday.